Hi everyone, Miss Alessandra from the Weston Public Library here, bringing you another Friday digital recommendations to get you through your weekend. How I do these recommendations is that I give recommendations from myself along with some recommendations from other members of the library staff for different age groups. So we start with the youngest, doing some picture book recommendations. We do an easy reader. We do a classic, we do a young chapter book, a middle grade book, a YA book, and an adult book. And sometimes I throw in a graphic novel. So I'll take you through that, starting with the youngest, give you a recommendation, and on the screen you'll see the cover for the book, the name and the author. And you will also be able to see what service you can download this on, whether it's RB Digital, Overdrive, or Hoopla, and if it's an audiobook, an ebook, or a video. So let's get started. Our first recommendation today is a picture book, and it actually is a new Disney movie that came out, and it's called Onward, and this is the read-along storybook. It's by the Disney Book Group. And it goes along to the Disney movie Onward that came out in March. They released it on Disney Plus. But it is a story of two brothers and the dad that they lost, and their journey to try and find a way to see him again through magic. So it's a really cute story. About family. Obviously, it has magic. It's a fantasy. It's an animated movie. But really what I like about the movie and the book is that it's a story about the brothers and them growing together through this journey that they're going to take to try and be able to see their dad just one more time. So this is available on Hoopla as an ebook read aloud. So you'll get to read along with this on Hoopla. The next is another picture book, and this one is Sheep in a Jeep. Don't you love saying that? Sheep in a Jeep. And it's by Nancy E. Shaw. Obviously, this is a rhyming book, and it is about a flock of sheep roaming the country in a Jeep. See, I can't even get the words right because it's all rhymes. So I love animal stories. I love when animals are given human characteristics like driving a car, and I think it's just really funny. I think kids enjoy it because it's something that they see us do as humans, and I think it makes them laugh and enjoy it when they can see animals doing it, because that's not what you would see an animal do is drive a Jeep. But I also really like this picture book because rhyming is really important for children in learning how to read and just learning words in general, and it helps their vocabulary to learn rhymes. So any books that have rhymes in them, I'm always an advocate for, and this is just one of them. Sheep in a Jeep. And it is available on Hoopla as an ebook. I'm going to move a little bit higher in our ages and do an emergent reader. So to me, emergent readers are those that are beginning to read by themselves. So they're going to be shorter chapter books, usually for grades K through 2. And this one that I'm going to talk about today is called Splat the Cat and the Quick Chicks by Rob Scotton. And Splat the Cat has a lot of emergent reader, beginning reader books. This is just one of them that I think is really cute. So when Splat takes home these chicks overnight, the eggs end up hatching and the chicks start running around the house, running loose around the house like crazy, and he's finding them in all different places, his shoe. So it's really, where is he going to find them next? But again, I'm always focusing on children's vocabulary when they are reading, and because this is a beginning reader book, this focuses on rhyming with chick and quick. any of those words that fall into that category with that CK sound at the end, that so this is a really good way for them to, again, enhance their vocabulary and learn some more rhyming words, but also those words that will end with that CK ending. This one is available on Hoopla as an ebook. I'm going to move to a classic. You will say that this is good for people of all ages to read if you're reading it together, but it would be appropriate for grades 3 and 4 to read on their own, and it is Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. And we all know the story of Winnie the Pooh. It's a classic, and I think this is a wonderful children's character. I think we should all read and reread this story and relive it, because I think it was part of a lot of people's childhoods. I think it's a story, like I said, it is a classic. It's gonna be something that, you know, we read as kids and we show our kids, and they'll probably show their kids. And I think the stories of Winnie the Pooh are just really great ones. They have great morals to them, and kids can learn from the Winnie the Pooh character and all of his friends. So this one is available on Overdrive, RB Digital, and Hoopla, all as an audiobook. A little bit older now and transitioning to not as light. This is the book Coraline by Neil Gaiman. This was his, I believe this is his first book for children. So it's a little bit older. He's written many books, but it's a bit of a darker story for children. After Coraline moves into a new apartment flat, she starts exploring, and she finds another flat that has all these marvelous things inside, but it's also filled with lost souls, and there are other children trapped in this flat, in the mirrors and all sorts of things. So it's a story about Coraline trying to find a way to rescue them, and also the infatuation with all these marvelous things. So it's a little bit of a darker story, but this was also made into a movie, and I don't think it's too scary, but I would definitely recommend it for grades 5 and 6, so that the younger kids don't get too scared from it. This one is available on Hoopla as both an ebook and an audiobook. I'm going to throw in a graphic novel. This one I think is good for middle school and high school, so basically grades 6 or 7 and up. 7 and up is probably where I would put it. And this is Lumberjanes Volume 1, Beware the Kitten Holy by Shannon Waters. So I'm going to just read the description of this, because I can't do it justice with what I'm going to say. And it's probably going to be really funny to hear me say this. So, at Miss Queenzilla Thisquin Pennyquill Thistle Crumpets Camp, that's why it's so funny, for hardcore lady types, things are not what they seem. Three-eyed foxes, secret caves, anagrams. Luckily, Joe, April, Mal, Molly, and Ripley are 5 rad butt-kicking best pals determined to have an awesome summer together. And they're not going to let a magical quest or an array of supernatural critters get in their way. The mystery keeps getting bigger, and it all begins here with Lumberjanes Volume 1. There are many, many Lumberjanes graphic novels, comics, so this is just the beginning of those compilations. And I think it is really enjoyable. I think for females, this is a really fun group of characters to read about. They have a good friend group, and there's a little bit of magic thrown in. So again, this is Lumberjanes Volume 1, and this is available on Hoopla as an ebook. Okay. So this next one, I have not read yet, but I have to tell you about it because I know we've all been waiting for it, And this one is going to be for middle school and high school. And it is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Yes, I said that, Suzanne Collins. That is our Hunger Games author, and this is a prequel to Hunger Games. So I'm just going to read the description. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. It just got put on our digital services last week, so I haven't had a chance yet. I'm looking forward to it. So here is the description of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It is the morning of the reaping that will kick off the 10th annual Hunger Games. In the capital, 18-year-old Coriolanus Snow is preparing for his one shot at glory as a mentor in the games. The once mighty house of Snow has fallen on hard times, its fate hanging on the slender chance that Coriolanus will be able to outcharm, outwit, and outmaneuver his fellow students to mentor the winning tribute. The odds are against him. He's been given the humiliating assignment of mentoring the female tribute from District 12, the lowest of the low. Their fates are now completely intertwined. Every choice Coriolanus makes could lead to favor or failure, triumph or ruin. Inside the arena, it will be a fight to the death. Outside the arena, Coriolanus starts to feel for his doomed tribute and must weigh his need to follow the rules against his desire to survive no matter what it takes. So that's the description. We'll see how it is, if it really is a true prequel, and how it matches up against the other Hunger Games books. So again, this is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It is available on Hoopla as an audiobook. Going to do another young adult recommendation. This one's for high school, and this is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. So I really enjoyed this story. Basically, it's 5 students walk into detention, but only 4 walk out. And those 4 walk out as suspects in a murder of another classmate. This book is their stories. It's told by the 4 different students who leave that detention where their classmate has died from what they suspect is poison. So this is described as Breakfast Club meets Pretty Little Liars, and I think that is spot on. This mystery will have you guessing the entire time. You will be like, oh, it's definitely this character. No, it's this one. And there's twists and turns everywhere. Each character has their own story, and I really enjoyed this mystery. Also, there are more stories past this, so it's always good to read the first one. So this is available as an ebook on Overdrive and as an ebook on RB Digital. And finally, I'm going to give one adult book recommendation, and this one comes from staff member Maureen. It is called Lost Roses by Martha Hall Kelly, and Maureen says this is another wonderful historical fiction novel based on the life of Eliza Faraday. This is the prequel to Lilac Girls and takes place during World War I in St. Petersburg during the Russian Revolution. So from what I'm hearing, if you like historical fiction, this would be a great book for you. If you read Lilac Girls and enjoyed it, this is the prequel. Definitely check it out so that you can find out what happened before Lilac Girls. And this one is available on Overdrive as an ebook. So those are all of my digital recommendations today, and I'm happy to announce that I will only be doing one more all digital recommendation video because we will be doing contactless curbside service starting June 15th. So one more week I will be doing just digital recommendations, and then my recommendations will be both digital and print because you'll be able to place holds for our contactless curbside service starting June 15th. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope I get to see you soon. Thank you.